God's willing and I'm able, I'm going to fly. I'm going to soar and keep soaring and keep soaring because I can and you can. We both can. Hello you guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Brianna, and as y'all can see, we are continuing the Artistry Challenge. This is going to be week 12 of the Artistry Challenge. We're actually in our final week, you guys, which is like such a bittersweet moment and feeling, because it's like we're done. So let me just get into it, because you know I'm such an emotional person. I'm gonna mess around and start crying. I don't know. But anyways, this week is all about recovering a sense of faith. I got my notes, of course, on here. The first thing that I wrote down is, well, I'm gonna read this quote that they have on here. It's because it talks about trusting this week. It talks about mystery, imagination, and the last thing it touches on is escaping velocity. Boom. But the quote that it has here on the trusting, it says, adventures don't begin until you get into the forest. That first step is an act of faith. It's Mickey Hart's Grateful Dead drummer. I don't know what that is, but that is very true. I feel like, you know, I think people say it all the time. It's just like, just start and you can work out the details later and the quirks and all the things later, but at least put the thing out there, do the thing. This makes me think of my podcast that I did, and I haven't, was it a year now? It still hasn't been a whole year since I've posted on this podcast. This is crazy, because today's the 23rd. On the 25th, which is in 2 days, it would be a year since I posted on my podcast. An entire year. And I feel like me talking about this divinely right now, because I just thought of this like literally as I'm talking. Now is my time to like get back into her and figure out what we're gonna do with that. I put it out there, it's there. Now we gotta, you know, work into the details, rebrand, all the things. But I definitely like that quote in the book. And then the first thing I wrote down, it says here, creativity requires faith. Faith requires that we relinquish control. This is frightening and we resist it. Our resistance to our creativity is a form of self-destruction. We throw up roadblocks on our path. Why do we do this? In order to maintain an illusion of control. That is so true. Me, myself, I'm not like a control freak or anything like that, but I am someone who likes, God has always been putting me in a position to like embrace the unknown and to just allow things to like unfold how they're going to unfold. I am such, like, I'm not even anymore. I can't even say that I am currently, but I used to be a planner. Like, I actually talked about this on one of my podcast episodes. It's just crazy that I'm saying that this came up and I just talked about my podcast literally just now. But on one of my podcast episodes, which one? Maybe it's my quarter life crisis one. I think it was my quarter life crisis, because that one, I think that's the one, because when I turned 25, yeah, when I reached 25 cycles, that frontal lobe developed. But it was more than just the frontal lobe developing. It was just like a whole bunch of things in life. It's a whole thing, so y'all definitely check it out. I actually have it on YouTube, so I'll link it up there for y'all to like go to YouTube if y'all want to go to YouTube. But if not, it's also in the description. You can listen on Spotify, Apple Music, whatever you listen to, podcasts, all the things. I'm gonna put myself out there. But yeah, I used to be such a planner. I used to plan everything, every single thing, not just my own life, other people's lives, my family lives. It was really bad, honestly, now that I think about it. But so much so that when things did not happen the way that I planned for them to happen, I just stopped planning altogether. And I just kind of learned to let things happen on its own divinely. And not to say I don't still like set out goals and stuff like that. I do. But if they don't happen that way, I don't allow it to like take me off my game. I don't allow it to like crush me, like, okay, well then that's the end all be all. It didn't happen this way, so then it's just not gonna happen at all. No. I just let it be like, it didn't happen this way. This is the way it was divinely meant to happen, and just allow that to be the mindset in the space that I operate in. And so I feel like creatively, and like I say, that like a creative journey, the artistic journey, being a creative full time, wanting that to be not wanting that, but that being what sustains you, fulfills you in every way possible, financially, spiritually, emotionally, relationships, everything, your career, all that, right? It's not a linear journey. It's not a linear journey. Again, you can go left, you can go right, you can go make U-turns. We talked about U-turns. You can circle back, full circles, like a whole bunch of things, right? And I feel like a huge part of the creative journey and being creative, and on that journey of allowing your creativity be the thing that sustains you, and that you being a full-time creative, it's going to require faith. And I know I don't know which week it was, but one of these weeks I talked about faith without works is dead. The scripture, faith without works is dead. And I talked about how, like, sometimes, not all the time, the works in the faith, that without the works that is dead, is non-physical. It's not the physical thing. It's not the physicality of you creating or anything like that, but it's the internal, it's the spiritual work that you're doing that is the work that you're needing to do within your faith to really be like in faith. Because as within, so without. I feel like me doing this entire Artist Way challenge and just sticking to it is I've done a lot of internal work. Not to mention the internal work that's on top of that, implementing that but I was implemented or embedded within the actual challenge itself. Just doing the challenge is internal work, but then the stuff that you're doing in the actual challenge, which honestly, like in these videos, I'm only like giving you guys the tip of the iceberg of what is really like the experience of the Artist Way challenge, because you really just kind of you just have to do it yourself. You have to do the task, and it's so many things. Next week, I will be releasing another video of just me talking about my overall experience and probably getting into like the nitty gritty of like the little details of like probably each week and the different tasks and stuff that like I did that I found very beneficial and helpful, and all of that. It's so easy or not even easy. It's like, of course, you want to know what's going to happen. You want things to happen how you envision or plan for them to, because you want to be in control. I am someone who used to want to be not even really in control. I just wanted to know. I like to know. I want to know what's going to happen next. I'm not a surprise person. I don't like surprises. I need to know. I like to be prepared. I'm the person that's going to ask, like, who's all going to be there? Where we going to be at? What time we going to be there? Like, where's the location? Now I got to know all the information before, and I got to scout it out and do all those things and prepare myself to even be in that space. And I'm learning, like, as a creative or just in general, like in life in general, you're not gonna always know the details. You're not gonna always know what's going on, what's gonna be there, all the things. The importance is to know that whatever space you're in, whatever room you're in, you're meant to be there. You're supposed to be there, and you're protected and you're guided through that space that you're in. And you wouldn't be there if you weren't supposed to. And that's where I'm at now in life. Like, everything is happening divinely, and everything is happening how it's supposed to. Everything is transpired the way it's supposed to. If y'all just knew that, like, when I tell y'all this is just the tip of the iceberg, it's the tip of the iceberg. There's so much that I have not talked about when it comes to me doing this challenge, of how much my life really transformed and changed. Like, a lot. Just because, one, that's just between myself and God. And two, it's just, I also believe that there's a time for when things are meant to be talked about. There is going to come a moment where I can say all the details of the things that I've experienced through this and how I've grown through it and what I've learned and what it's taught me and all the things. But this is not the time right now. When that time comes, it'll come, and I'll talk about it. It'll probably more than likely be on my podcast, which is super cool. But yeah, faith is about expecting the unexpected, believing in and having full faith and trust in that. But more importantly, is really having faith in yourself and having faith in God. Having faith in God is having faith in yourself, and having faith in yourself is having faith in God, because you're not separate from God. God is within you. And my entire life has been a testament of that, of the fact that you can plan all day and try to prepare for one thing, but God will give you the other thing, and that other thing will be the thing that was meant to happen for you to become the person that you are. It's interesting because this is, I guess, very divine. My podcast, let me just, I guess, tell you a little bit about it. I feel called to. My podcast is called The Gift of Gab. I'm Gab. G stands for growth. This is very divine. This is a very divine. I did not plan this, you guys. I did not plan this. I did not actually have a different transition that I'm going to go into with what I was already planning on talking about this week, and the fact that this so divine. This is the last week I have to talk about this. So literally this morning I woke up, you guys, and I'm just like, okay, I had already planned what I was gonna. Oh, I see a bird flying. Birds flying. I see 2 birds flying. Yeah, I love birds flying. So I mean, I don't know, this, I feel called to talk about this. So I have a tattoo. Y'all can see this. It's 3 birds in the infinity, and for me it symbolizes one of my favorite songs, one of my favorite artists. Y'all have so many tabs open. I have to say that because that's my best way of telling y'all like why it's not us talking in circles, because I'm kind of just going back and forth between tabs. So one of my favorite artists, I love Nina Simone. I love her so much, and one of her songs is Blackbird, and in that song it says, why do you want to fly, Blackbird? You are never gonna fly. And it kind of talks about like, you know, no place big enough for holding all the tears you're gonna cry. Your daddy's name, well, no place big enough for holding all the tears you're gonna cry. Your daddy's name was your mom. Your daddy's, it's leaving me. Your daddy's name was something. I can't think of what it, gosh, why is it leaving me right now? Because that's not the point. But it says your mother's name is Pain, but it goes, why do you want to fly, Blackbird? And the basis of the song is basically like, you know, after all that you've been through, all this thing that you've experienced, or what you come from, or what you grew up on, like, you know, your upbringing was like bad, it wasn't good, right? Or it's just like, you know, you're just faced with adversity after adversity after adversity. Why do you want to fly? And I love that song. It's very symbolic to myself. Makes me a little bit of emotional right now, so I'm trying to fight through that. But the tattoo is 3 blackbirds. 3, you know, confirmation comes in 3s. And then infinity, I love infinity sign. That's actually the symbol, or one of the symbols for my Briinfinity, which is me, Gabrielle, Briinfinity, which is like, this is so divine. I honestly couldn't tell you guys what made me talk about this. Like, this is happening in real time. Wow, this is crazy. Okay, not crazy, but this is like crazy good. And why do you want to fly, Blackbird? Okay, I'm gonna circle back because I just saw these 2 birds flying. And my response to that is because I can fly. So as long as I'm willing and I'm able, God is willing and I am able, I'm gonna fly through whatever I'm going through, whatever adversity I'm facing, whatever the thing is, good or bad, you know, great, positive or negative. God's willing and I'm able, I'm going to fly. I'm going to soar and keep soaring and keep soaring because I can and you can. We both can. And so, yeah, my podcast, I just got sidetracked, but not really, because Briinfinity, the infinity sign is in, I'll post it, the little symbol, my little symbol logo that I made. It's also has dragonflies. I love dragonflies. Dragonflies is a huge part of my previous chapter that I was in. Hold on, God's talking to me. Okay. And so I just kept seeing dragonflies a lot, and they're just so beautiful. I love them. And that was infinity, dragonflies, me, and I've been obsessed with the color green, which I think I didn't think I said this in the very first video. It's like a full circle moment that this is like, and I'm talking about this right now. And that's why like my logo with these is like green and then purple, because intuition, purple. I love purple. It's my favorite color ever. My second favorite color now is green. Green's the heart chakra. I was working on my heart's posture. Why do I feel like I'm gonna cry? Because I did not plan to talk about any of this. This is like so like divine. It's the only word I can say is right now, just divine, divine, divine. And yeah, and then my podcast. So Briinfinity is me, Brian, Gabrielle. She's infinite, creative. Just I am infinite outside of creativity. Just my existence, my soul, who I am, will always live on, right? I'll always leave an impact on in some way, shape, or form. And then Get the Gab. So Get the Gab is my podcast. G stands for growth, A stands for acceptance, B stands for becoming. And that's where we started talking about this, because I was talking about becoming. But then I kind of forgot where I was talking about becoming, but I know that's what brought me here. Anyways, and actually God gave me like the abbreviations. Is it abbreviations? Is that the right word? Yeah, I think is it abbreviation? Not abbreviations. God gave me the meanings of those letters. Like, I didn't know what I wanted to call my podcast. I wanted to be gift of gab, but I wanted to have a meaning, like be more than just the gift of gab. And it just, God was like growth, acceptance, becoming. I am someone who loves growth, and my shirt says growth. That is where this kind of started. Is this morning I woke up and I was just like, I had plans what I was going to do this morning. And I was just like, something just, God, just like go to Joann's and go buy some yarn. And I put on a different shirt. And then I took that shirt off. It was actually one of my shirts that I crocheted. I'm like, no, put this shirt on. And then I put this hat on to go wear with it, because the shirt has like red. I'm like, oh, it has roses. And I love roses. I love roses. Wow. The rose that grew from concrete, that's Tupac's poem. I don't know where this is all coming from, but I'm going to keep it all in here because I just... Well, this is God talking through me, and I'm just like kind of telling you guys about myself creatively in ways, a little bit. But yeah, I forgot how I got here. I forgot how I got here, cause I start talking and then now we're here. But oh yeah, I used to be a planner, and then I stopped planning things, and I just kind of learned to go with the flow, and going with the flow is just faith. But yeah, I got sidetracked, but not really sidetracked. Sidetracked that took me on track, because I feel like whatever I just said, I had to say it, and that's why I said it, because I just, you know, God was like, girl, say these things. So here we are. And then the next thing that I wrote down, this is under like mystery. It says, creativity, like human life itself, begins in darkness. We need to acknowledge this. All too often, we think only in terms of light. And then the light bulb went on and I got it. It is true that insights may come to us as flashes. It is true that some of these flashes may be blinding. It is, however, also true that such bright ideas are preceded by a gestation period that is interior, murky, and completely necessary. So basically, it talks about embracing darkness. I would say that's my interpretation of what I got from it. Embracing darkness, and also like not really embracing darkness, but knowing that something beautiful can come from darkness, or an idea can spark in that. Because people think like, oh, the light bulb went off, like I had a light bulb idea, but it's talking about like, you know, creativity again in life begins with darkness, which it does. In the womb, it's dark in there and you can't see anything, and then you come and you see the light. And I feel like for myself too, that kind of makes me think of how, like, because I'm on a very spiritual journey right now that overlapped with me doing this artist way, which I'm gonna get into that when I make my final video of thoughts and stuff. But both is in life. And this is so crazy, because this shirt, you guys, I keep getting like not sidetracked, but like I don't know what's going on with me right now, because my shirt, let me show y'all. Do you see the shirt? It's the yin and the yang, and the shirt says grow through what you, oh, you can't see it, but it says grow through what you go through. But the yin and the yang symbol is like balance. It's so divine that I put this shirt on. It's my first time wearing this shirt. I bought this shirt like probably over a year ago, and this is my first time wearing this shirt, literally. I love the shirt. It says growth. I'm all about growth. Oh, that's why I got into growth, was because I just all about evolving, and I'll get into that next week, y'all, because I will literally go into like a tangent right now, because I'm just like on the spiritual high right now, because like God is like literally talking through me. But growth, darkness and light, you need both, right? And I don't equate darkness to something bad, and I don't equate light to always being something good. It really just depends. But as creating creativity is basically saying, like, you know, I feel that through your darkness times, which people automatically equate darkness to like troubling times or challengings or adversity, right? The tattoo, right? You can still be sparked an idea or get an inspiration or like a creative force or nudge through those moments, just like you can through like light moments where you're like happy and it's split. Both of them are important, and it's important to embrace in both your dark side and your light side, because you can get a creative spark in both of them. and it can manifest and materialize to be something very, very beautiful. Like a lot of like creative and artistic people have, and at some point in their journey as being a creative, have created something probably in like a low moment or like a dark moment, and it was beneficial to other people. It was like, I think of music. I love music a lot. I love music so much. I actually have a song for you guys for this. I actually just gave you guys a song, but I didn't intentionally plan the one for Nina Simone, but it just kind of came out. But I have a song for later on. I'm so excited for it. But anyways, I love music, so there's a lot of musicals, like music out there that's like very sad or just it's very expressive that people can relate to. So even in your times and when it's like dark moments or like unhappy moments or whatever it is, just not the happiest of times, even creating through that, or that being a part of your creative process, and allowing that to kind of like, you know, guide you through your creative process. Again, there's someone out there that can relate to that, and you know, probably you're just probably saying words, or you know, put a song together or whatever the thing is, even if it's a piece of art or whatever the thing is, right? A movie, whatever, that someone else probably experienced and something similar to it, or they feel the same emotions and things that you feel, or whatever the thing may be. I feel like I'm not really explaining myself in this like fullness right now, because I'm literally like, I got so side, like not so, I need to stop saying sidetrack, but just like this entire video just kind of took a turn. I just started saying about other things that was not on this paper, and so now I'm kind of like all over the place, like even more all over the place than I already be, because I be all over the place in my head, because y'all know these tabs that be open. But yeah, you know, that's what I'm saying. And so another thing that I have here, it says, this is where we're gonna get transition to like what I was like, that I remember to like talk about. Mystery is at the heart of creativity, that and surprise. All too often when we say we want to be creative, we mean that we want to be able to be productive. Now, to be creative is to be productive, but by cooperating with the creative process, not forcing it. As creative channels, we need to trust the darkness. We need to learn to gently mold instead of churning away like a little engine on a straight ahead path. Now, I like that because I feel like, especially in today's climate of as a creative, it is so heavily forced to like, for people to tell you to like be on social media, post on social media, do all these things social media, because that is a way to get traction. That is a way to reach like a larger audience. That is a way to reach people that you probably would have never thought that you could reach. And people, when you see someone kind of going on a hiatus or not really posting a lot, or not really, because now like people use social media as a metrics or a rule of measure of how productive, quote unquote, or creative a person is. So if you're not pushing that out, or you're not showing what you're creating, then you're not being productive. And so as a creative, you start to think like, oh, I have to keep putting out videos, or I have to keep telling people that I'm creating to validate me as a creative, if that makes any sense. I'm speaking to this specifically to today's climate that we're in with social media, because it plays a huge role, honestly. Like we can't act like we're not in the world that we're in the times that we're currently in, where no matter what your niche is, whatever the thing may be, even if like now to people that just have regular 9-to-5 jobs, it's like post your day-to-day as like you being a nurse, or you whatever the thing is, to, you know, whatever. And people kind of are in this mindset now, especially just the height of social media. We are almost programmed and conditioned, not almost, but we are programmed and conditioned to feel like we have to post every single thing and say every little detail. And it's almost in a way to like validate other people, to validate us, especially as a creative though. Because like if you're not posting what you're creating and people are like, oh, well, you're not creating anything, or just like think of a musical artist right now that will put out an album, right, that they spent however long it took for them to put this album together. I don't know why I keep talking about music. I really love music, you guys. I really, really do. But you know, this is what coming to me. So like someone, like an artist creating this album, they spent all this time making this album, putting it together, right? Boom, it's there. Everyone's loving it, they're liking it, and then boom, they're expecting you to put something else out. Like, now what are you doing? Like, you can't just be sitting on your ass, or you can't just like, not even that, you have to be showing what you're doing. So then it kind of gets ingrained as the creative, like I have to consistently feed or show and I'm speaking specific to social media, of like, because that's the times that we are in, of having to show that you're being creative or that you are creative. That is now becoming a part of your creative process, but also to then make you feel as if you're being productive because you get those numbers and those views, like I talked about not last week but the week before that. That is then validating your productivity. Like, oh, I got 1 million views on this, or I got 100,000 likes on this post. So now you're kind of validating your productivity as a creative because of the numbers that you're seeing. I hope that makes a lot of sense. And low key, like, it makes sense to me. So I just pray that y'all are receiving it and how I am trying to put it out there. Because I really do just be off the dome with these videos. I really do. But anyways, the point is, as a creative, I'm also learning this myself too, because on my YouTube channel, I haven't posted anything creatively on my YouTube channel. I've only been posting my artist way. That's what I've been giving myself focus to, video wise, is this. And I haven't posted on any other social media platform. And at first I was beating myself up about it, like, girl, you haven't been like, and I've been crocheting and doing stuff. I just haven't been recording myself crocheting and doing stuff, or posting me creating anything. But because I'm like, I don't have to post everything that I'm doing. And so you just kind of gotta reevaluate what that looks like for yourself. And I think that can tie into like autonomy in a sense too, of what is your routine and your flow as a creative. How does that look for yourself? Because now creatives, as creatives, you're on social media. And I think I keep talking about the height of social media because that's just what people use as a rule of measure of like you being successful or not, or you being, which, like, again, success, anywhere you can think of it, it has its own given definition, but then people give things a definition too, and people will project their definition of something onto other people, which is what people do. And people use social media as a form of measurement of like, oh, you don't have this many followers, okay, well, you're not important. But it's like, no, because the amount of followers don't really mean anything. It's really about the impact and the genuality of the person and the authenticity of what they're doing. Clock that tea. But anyways, yeah, I don't know how I'm getting here. This video took a turn in so many, it just keeps taking turns. I just keep like, I don't know, but it's off the dome, y'all. It's off the dome, so I'm gonna keep it in there. So this is what I'm gonna like cut it short. Not cut it short, but like get to the gritty of what I really want to talk about. Well, not what I really want to talk about, but where I'm gonna take my transitions into what else. All right, so the last thing I want to touch on, it says, this one really did it for me, y'all. It did it a lot. It says, you're either losing your mind or gaining your soul. Life is meant to be an artist state. That's why we were created. I'll say it again for y'all. It says you're either losing your mind or gaining your soul. Life is meant to be an artist state. That's why we were created. Whew, I love this. Now this instantly brought me to a movie. So I tell y'all know, at this point now, y'all should know the things that I love creatively, which is a lot of things. You know, crocheting, fashion, art, music. I love music. I would put y'all some songs out. I love movies. I love film. And it made me think of a movie. It made me think of the movie, the Tyler Perry's The Family That Prays. So in that movie, there is a part where I think it's Kate. What was her name? Kathy Bates. I be knowing the actors and actresses, y'all. I be trying to make sure I know their names and stuff. Kathy Bates. I feel like that is her name. If it's not her name, I'm taking it out the video. But if this is her name, I'm keeping it in here. Alfred Woodard. I know Alfred Woodard. She's from Love and Basketball. She's in Holiday Heart. Beauty Shop. Brooklyn. A lot of good movies, y'all. Good cast. Sanaa Lathan's in that movie. Taraji P. Henson's in that movie. But Kathy Bates, I believe that is her name. I'm pretty sure I know. But in that movie, she gets like Alzheimer's basically, and she starts to become forgetful, of course. And Alfred Woodard and Kathy Bates are best friends. I'm not giving y'all the synopsis of the movie because this is not the synopsis of the movie. This is just a small portion of the movie. The synopsis of the movie is like not what I'm talking about, honestly. But anyways, Kathy Bates gets Alzheimer's. She's rich. Alfred Woodard is actually rich too, but she lives well underneath her means. But we don't learn that she's rich until the very end of the movie. If I'm spoiling this for you, so sorry. Go watch it. Anyways, she gets Alzheimer's, and she was kept trying to get and convince, Alfred Woodard to like. She has like this cafe, diner that she like owns and runs and things like that, and she just kind of works and that's it. And so Kathy Bates is like, no, like let's go on an adventure, let's go do all these things, right? And so they go on this like adventure. They're like driving this nice little like Cadillac, and they just kind of drive different places. And I think it's like on the trip or very close to the end of it where Kathy Bates wake up another night and she's kind of like discombobulated a little bit, like kind of a little lost, and that's when Alfred would have learned that she has Alzheimer's. And so I think she had asked her, though, I don't know if it was before the trip or during the trip, or maybe both, but she asked her, this is where this is coming from, y'all, I'm gonna bring this all together. She asked her, are you living or are you existing? And that stuck with me a whole lot. That's probably one of my, I think The Family of Praise is also one of the Tyler Perry movies that I like. My favorite Tyler Perry movie though is Family Reunion. I love Family Reunion. I love Family Reunion. I really love the wedding scene in Family Reunion, a lot. Why am I talking about this? I don't know, but I do. That, and then That Little Girl, and then the Family of Praise is really good too, but because of that specifically is she asked, are you living or are you existing? She basically asked her, like, girl, you just gonna let your life pass you by, or are you like going to experience life in its fullness and just, live? I feel like a lot of people in life are just existing, and we're on this time loop, we're on this hamster wheel, a circle, and it's just, you're doing the same things every single day, and it's not even gonna say excitement, but just like nothing new, nothing different, nothing that's fulfilling you, nothing that is bringing you any type of joy or just, just purpose or impact or whatever the thing is. A lot of people in the world are just simply existing, and that's it, just trying to survive. Wow, okay, this made me think of another song by Tupac. It's Tupac and it's Biggie, and it's called what is the song called? Yeah, this is made me think of another song. Interesting enough. So again, it was asking, are you living or are you existing? Again, a lot of people are just getting by, and it made me think of the song. It's called Running, Dying to Live with Tupac and Biggie. This is a very, very divine video, and just what I'm talking about, because a lot of this was not planned at all. Down to what I am wearing. I cannot, this is like a real time. Have y'all seen the effects of doing this challenge? And honestly, just really being in great communication with God and allowing God to lead you, because there goes the rooster. That was my confirmation just now, that rooster. But in the song, in the chorus of it, it goes, why am I fighting to live? It goes, why am I fighting to live if I'm just living to fight? Why am I trying to see when there ain't nothing in sight? Why am I trying to give when no one gives me a try? Why am I dying to live if I'm just living to die? That's the chorus of it. It sounds better with the little, music behind it, and things like that. I feel like it. Wow, I really did not plan to talk about this. This is so divine, but it makes me think. Okay, the song, plus Simone's Blackbird. Why do you want to fly Blackbird? Why? And the question is asking why. And now it's making me think of the song 2009, Mac Miller. In that song he says, 'cause I don't want to cry no more. I don't ask why no more. Hold on. Oh, another. I love music, you guys. I have to go to the song, get y'all the words so I can correlate this. This is a message that is actively coming out of me, so just give me a. Okay, so I'm back. 2009, Mac Miller. Song's here. But in that song he says, I don't ask why no more. I know I'll take it if it's mine. I don't stay inside the lines. It ain't 2009 no more. I know what's behind that door. It's a really, really great song. I love the song. The song plays a huge role in a lot of different chapters of my life. But I really, really love that song a lot. And I feel like this is all divine. But he also further says in the song, life ain't life until you live it. He says, life ain't life till you live it. I was digging me a hole, big enough to bury my soul. Weight of the world, I'm trying to carry my own. In these arms, I can carry you home. You ain't scared and alone. You ain't never in a hurry. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna stop. Anyways, wow, I feel like all these songs kind of have a different message, but the same message at the same time that I like correlating. You know, why do you want to fly? Why am I fighting? Why am I trying? I don't ask why. Wow. You know what's crazy? My favorite question to ask is why. And I think for myself, I said earlier, like I don't like surprises. I like to know what's going on. I'm such a why person. I'm going to ask why. I'm going to ask questions, but if I'm going to ask you many questions, I'm going to ask you why. Why this? Why? Whatever the thing is, why is like my favorite question to ask, because it's going to give you the answer to who, what, when, where, how. The why, asking why is going to give you the answer to everything else. And I feel like why is just correlating to like the purpose and meaning behind something. And I feel because I don't know what I'm gonna say next. I'm just talking right now. You know, God is talking through me right now. Let me try to get myself back on track a little bit though, because you know, are you living, are you existing? I feel like through this challenge, and that's why I talked about like how I'm getting very emotional right now. Like, God, this is like, I don't know what's going on. But I implore people to do this challenge, because even outside of you being a creative or artist, the growth, everything is so divine. Hey, Jim. My Jim. Okay. Feel like I was crying because I was. This video, I'm excited to edit back and like watch it over to see like what happened, or not what happened, but like how everything kind of just went from here to here to here, and it's like a full circle, yin yang, but the growth. I feel like the growth that you experience and that you get, even outside of that, I feel like I've gotten so much closer to God, and I feel like I'm gonna cry again because of this. And this video alone, just everything that I just talked about, to what I'm wearing, to the tattoo, everything, the songs that I've channeled, are just a real time, like, to see how much I'm really being led and guided, and like God is literally like ordering my steps. But the song that I wrote down that is in the movie, because y'all know I love film, I love music, and I love watching movies because I like learning different artists and different songs through like movies and soundtracks and stuff like that. And I also, because of like I love music, I always think of like different songs that I would put in like a movie or like a TV show and things, because they all go hand in hand. Creativity is everything, and it's all connected. But the song plays at the very end. So in the end of the movie, I'm gonna spoil this for anybody who have never seen it, but she does transition. Kathy Bates does, and Kathy Bates had given her Alfred Woodard the car, the little Cadillac car. So in the end, I think she didn't like close her diner, but she just like put a close on it, and she just started, maybe she did close it down for real, I don't really know, but I just know it was like closed basically. And she gets in the car and she just travels after what it does, after she had transitioned, and she had said like her little like eulogy at the funeral, and she was like, she starts to sing the song. Let me get to the song, you guys. And the song is I Hope You Dance by Lee Ann Womack. And in the song it says, when you get the chance to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. And the song just basically talks about like living life. Are you living, or are you existing? And I feel like all these songs that I just mentioned, 2009, Blackbird, Dying, Trying to Live, even this song, I Hope You Dance, it's like the borderline message in them, it's more of like, one, what is your why in life? What is your why in life? This is so divine, because there's something that I had created like in high school. It was this whole, it's making me think of a moment that I had with some people, and it made me think, oh gosh, hold on, okay, I can fight this. And so, why? I don't ask why anymore. I don't ask why anymore. I used to ask all the time, like, why did this happen? Why? And I don't ask because when it's time for me to know why, God's gonna tell me. That's one thing. But I feel like the song of 2009 is like very reflective on life and life's decisions. And, you know, another thing that he says in that song is, I'd rather have me peace of mind than war. I feel like when you are on this hamster wheel cycle and you're living your life, or you're existing in life, your mind is at war with itself because you're not really fulfilled. And when you're creative at heart and you're an artist at heart, it's like an internal war battle that's happening within you because you're not expressing yourself creatively, and you're stuck in this cycle or having to choose between living your life or existing through life. And when you're faced with adversity, it's like, well, after experiencing all these things and life being the way that it is already, why do you want to fly? You know, why do you want to keep going? Why do you want to continue? So it's like, don't ask why to God or to the universe or to life, more so than make that an internal thing, because God is actually, it's within you, right? Figure out what is your why. What is the why your why is what keeps you going. Who, what, where, whatever the thing is. Like, why are you a creative? Why do you want to create? Why do you create? And why do you want to do the thing that you want to do? Why do you want to live the type of life that you want to live? What is your why? I didn't even know that I was going to go this way, but I did. And I feel like now, give myself like a little task is to figure out, what is my why? My why has changed. Outside of me saying like, why do I want to keep going and keep trying and keep, being myself? Why do I want to like just keep choosing to live life? Because I can. God is willing and I'm able. Then I will. Then I can, right? But why? I think that's the question. Like, why do you continue? Why do you choose to live life? And I say that because whether you're creative or not, or whatever your thing is that you're doing, why do you keep choosing to live your life? And I feel like I got myself to this question because of a different experience that overlapped with this one, which I feel I'm gonna talk about it possibly next week or at some point. I'm not sure just yet. This is definitely like on my part of my journey, me getting to it. But like, why? What is your why? Don't ask God why, but more so figure out what is your why. Yeah. And I feel like your why or whatever it is, all of this is about faith and just believing in yourself, believing that you can do what you can do, not just believing in it, but knowing that you can. Because I talked about believing something and knowing. Your beliefs can change. You can believe in yourself one day and not believe in yourself the next day. And when you're really full and like really walking in faith, you know you can do it. Whatever you're striving towards is going to happen for you. Nothing can shake that. Nothing can change that. You know it. And this makes me think of another song. I love songs, y'all. I love music. Y'all can see. I'll never put this many songs in one video. It's crazy. But it's I Believe by Yolanda Adams. It's in one of my favorite movies, which is Honey. I ain't going too deep to it because y'all know I will. But it's a great song. Definitely listen to it. The song goes, it's more of affirmative. I don't like shy away from saying I believe anything. Because it's like, if I say I believe this, I mean I don't know. No, I can still say I believe this, and that believing is my knowing too. But in the song it goes, I believe I can, I believe I will, I believe I know my dreams are real, I believe I'll dance. Oh dear. Wow. Okay. Do y'all see this? That I'm gonna end it here. I'm probably gonna watch that movie later on today. I believe I'll dance. I hope you dance. Y'all see where the correlations and how things be. Yeah, this was all God. This entire video, God, and I'm the vessel. That's literally it. But yeah, y'all, that's pretty much it for this so far. I will circle back with you all at the end of the week. It's so bittersweet because it's the final week, but it's really not the end. It's just the beginning. Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. And yeah, I'm super excited. I'm just so thankful to God. I'm very, very thankful, very grateful, very excited, very happy in this moment. All the tears that I've cried that y'all don't get to see because, you know, I don't post that. Very happy tears. Just full of gratitude and appreciation to God and myself. But yeah, that's it. Hello, you guys. Welcome. So today, right now, we are going to be closing out the Artist Way Challenge of week 12 out of 12. This week was all about recovering a sense of faith. And I just feel like it just feels weird. Not weird, but like good weird. Because I'm like done. I've completed it. I've actually kind of prolonged it a little bit. I'm sorry, y'all, that I'm rambling a little bit. I'm just like, I've been doing this consistently for like 3 months, and it's like surreal that I'm like done. I'm super excited, as y'all can see. I'm like cheesing, but then also like, I don't know, I'm just like in a very reflective like state of like what's next. What am I, you know, like how do I maneuver moving forward? First things first, I definitely but my goal and my intentions moving forward is to really implement or figure out how can I implement journaling more and like, you know, longhand writing. Not like probably on a day-to-day, but just like, you know, a few times in a week, like doing like a check-in with myself of just longhand writing and, you know, being able to collect my thoughts on paper, because I feel like keeping up with my thoughts in my head is like, it's why I don't write on paper, because I have so much going on. But if I train myself and get myself in the habit of writing, then I will write, which I did actually write and journal yesterday. So I did do, if I don't do my pages in the morning, then I do them at nighttime, and I call them nighttime or evening pages. So I did do some evening pages yesterday, but that's because I have something on my head. So like when I have something that's like, that I feel is like consuming my head a lot or my mind, then I'll write about it, which is a rarity because I be having a million thoughts at the same time. So like for me to sit and thought of something consistently is like very rare. I have to really like write it out to figure out like why you keep thinking about this. So yeah, but I just really want to get in the habit of just like writing and journaling more, just like day to day, every other day, a few times in a week. My artist date, yeah, I had to for my artist date, for my final artist date, not even my final one, because like I'm about to start implementing doing artist dates just in like life. I feel like that's something I see myself doing, but I'm getting ahead of myself too, because I do plan on doing a video of like my overall like thoughts with the Artist Way and just everything all together, and kind of talk about like probably not each week, but just like things that, you know, I feel called to talk about in certain weeks and stuff like that, based off the task and whatever, like the growth that I've experienced in that time or whatever. But my final artist date, I went to go see Sinners again, y'all. I went to go see Sinners again for the fifth and final time in theaters. If it's not in theaters again this weekend, then I'm not gonna go see it. But I was gonna see Sinners, and I went to like the mall. I was just kind of like walking around, just like being outside, and it was pretty cool. Like it was very cool. And I was like the entire time, I was like, yeah, I definitely got to just like implement artist dates. Probably not like every week, but definitely something that I see myself doing like either bi-weekly or monthly. And yeah, so that was super cool. That's what I mean by I prolonged it, because I did this on this past weekend, and I technically was done with this week on this past Friday, but I just kind of kept going with it because I didn't want it to be over. But it's like, girl, you have to upload tomorrow. Y'all, today is Tuesday. I literally was like not even the last minute, but the last minute. So like we're finished closing this video out, and I'm only closing it now because like I have to upload it tomorrow. So yeah, this video is gonna be kind of long though, because yeah, it's a doozy. And then I actually played this video back when I was editing it, I was just like so emotional, and I like start crying and things and just being very like reflective and just very proud of myself, because I was just like, girl, you're just like all these amazing things. You're just so inspiring, and just like the growth. I do plan on watching all of the videos and then doing my video talking about like my experience overall. But when I was editing this video particularly back, I was just like, girl, you had so many like different like aha or like divine moments, and like what do they call it? Well, in the artist way, it would be like synchronicities. In this one video, I was just like, gosh. And it was just super cool to see myself like receive a download from God and just like messages and things in real time. Although I feel like there was a couple videos where that has happened, but this one, it happened like y'all seen it, so yeah. But yeah, I feel like I'm rambling because like I don't want this to be over, but it's like, but I'll do a video like life after the artist way, or whatever. I don't know if it'll be like exactly a week later, or maybe I'll give it like 2 weeks to let it marinate. But all in all, this video was all about a sense of faith. And you know, I feel like, not even feel, but I know that my faith in God and my faith in myself has increased expeditiously. Like, I am literally not the same person that I was when I first started this, when I first did it. And when I tell you everything like changed, everything has changed. Like literally everything, emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, personally, just rhythm relationships, every lead you could think of has changed since doing this. Obviously God is the reason why all these things have happened, but also I don't find anything to be coincidental, and I believe in divine timing and things happening in divine alignment, and it just aligned. So yeah, that's pretty much it, y'all. If you stuck it out and you've watched this entire series, I am so grateful to you. I'm super thankful. And I hope you're doing the Artist Way Challenge. I hope you feel like, you know, encouraged to do it or inspired to do it. I pray that you, or whoever is watching, whether you watch the entire thing or just this video or whatever, that you receive something from this. You know, it can help you in some type of way. And I pray that that can then be something that could spark something into you, and then you can, you know, spark something to someone else. Off the dome, it's making me think of Tupac Shakur. I mentioned him a lot in this entire series. A lot. I do love Tupac a lot. I do watch a lot of his interviews and things, and I feel very inspired by a lot of what he says, and I'm very aligned in like mindset wise the things that he says. And it makes me think of the part, I guess we're gonna have to end it with like another little clip, where he talks about like sparking change in the world. It's like, I'm not gonna, he says, I'll insert the clip.
I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world. And that's our job, is to spark somebody else watching us. We might not be the ones, but let's not be selfish, and because we're not going to change the world, let's not talk about how we should change it. I don't know how to change it, but I know if I keep talking about how dirty it is out here, somebody going to clean it up.
This is what I just thought of, is I will spark the brain that will change the world. And that is our job, is to spark somebody else watching us. So I pray that I spark someone else who's watching this. Thank y'all so much for watching. Just, you know, if you want to stay on this journey of Gabrielle, Ariana, and just see what I do next on my YouTube channel or any of my social media platforms, then, you know, just like, comment, subscribe, follow me on I'm on Instagram, TikTok. It's in the description how y'all can keep up with me below. But thank y'all so much. I'm super thankful and grateful, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.